Well, hello. Welcome to the premiere episode of The Horror Collector. I'm your host, the guy that puts the Terror in Terror, the M in Macabre, the W in Weird, Terry M. West, also known as the hardest working horror author you've never heard of. Now, I've been a lifelong fan of horror. I mean, ever since I was a wee tea. I love all aspects of horror. Classic, gory, cheesy, psychological, all of it, man. I really dig it, okay? And I've also been a very passionate collector since since early teens at the very least. You know, I've collected thousands of horror items over the years, and I've become a little bit of an expert. Now, this page has been up for a couple of years, and I've really had a hard time kind of getting it started and you know, forming what I really want it to be. And that's a lot to do with, you know, COVID and just life in general. So I just finally said, you know what? I'm just going to jump in, man. I'm going to get a first episode going, and we'll just see how it goes from there. Now, I don't want this show just to be me and, you know, doing a flex of my collection, although believe me, I can do numerous episodes with what I have just in this room, and I'm sure that I will focus on some, you know, particular pieces, you know, going forward. I definitely want to hear from you. I want to hear about your collectibles. I want you to send me videos. I want you to send me photos. You can do it through this page or wherever you're watching this from, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You know, you can contact me direct. You can also go to my website, terrymwest.com. It'll probably appear down here in a sec. And you can use the contact button, you know, get in touch with me directly. If you're capable of sending me well-produced, well-lit photos and videos of your collection, I'd love to run it on here. You know, it'd be great. The thing about being a collector, and if you're a passionate collector, you know how this goes. You can go your whole life without knowing something exists, but the minute you know it exists, you gotta have it. That's kind of what happened to me this holiday season. I spotted 3 items in particular that I just absolutely had to have. Gave the wish list to my mother-in-law, my wife, my son, and they came through. So let's go with the first item. Now, before I show you this, I have to tell you, I collect all kinds of stuff, man. I collect, you know, figures, comics, posters. You know, you can see in the background, you can see behind me, just like a few of the items that I have. One thing I had avoided for a very long time were Funko Pops, because it just seemed like, oh man, there's so many. Do I really want to get involved? Well, you know, recently I did. And of course I bought 1, and then of course I bought 2, and then of course I bought 3, you know, so now I'm into Pops. And the thing about like my collection that I try to do is I'm constantly selling things to buy things. Like my collection is its own little economy. You know, things go out, things come in. I decide, no, I don't really need this, but I really like that. You know, I'm going to start, like I said, Pop Funko. I had no desire, but then all of a sudden a friend of mine like said, hey, look at this. And I was like all over it, and I'm still all over it, you know, but this channel is not going to be just about, you know, Pop Funkos, but they will be covered. So let's get to the very first item that I asked for. It is the Demonic Pennywise and Funhouse Pop set. This is a set called Pop Town that, you know, Funko puts out. It's number 10. It's not a special limited or anything, but I mean, I saw this, man. That was my favorite scene out of it, part 2. So I had to have it. Again, not something I collect a lot of, Living Dead dolls. You know, they actually kind of creeped me out back in the day. I had a friend of mine back in Brooklyn, and one time I stayed over his house, and he had them all over his room, and man, they just creeped me out. I just didn't like him, you know, which is weird because so into horror. And while I was asleep, he circled me with them all around the bed. So I woke up and freaked out, and I haven't forgiven him to this day. But anyway, I finally saw a Living Dead doll that I wanted to get my hands on. Now they do licensed characters, a lot of licensed characters. They've done the Addams Family. They've done like Chucky and Tiffany, sets, you know, stuff like that. But this one I had to have. And here she is. The Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Living Dead doll, man. Oh, boy. And if you can see, if you look to one side there, I have a ton of Elvira collectibles. And every time I swear I'm done collecting Elvira, I see something like this. And I'm alive. I love Kolchak the Night Stalker. And there are many of you, if you're under probably 40, you have no idea who I'm talking about. But Kolchak, he was this like reporter in this show called The Night Stalker. Actually, it was called Kolchak the Night Stalker. And it was a sort of what really inspired the X-Files. But this dude, Darren McGavin, played him so well. And he had this very, very, very particular hat he wore through the show. And that hat hasn't existed in a very long time. Well, I found somebody who makes these from scratch. Very, very nice replicas. And I had to have one, and I told my wife, if you get me nothing else, give me this hat, please. And she did, and I love her for that. Anyway, here we go. Oh, man. Already one of my prized possessions. It is a Kolchak Night Stalker hat. Straw hat. You can see it's got the little label. I'm torn because I don't know if if this is something I want to take out and wear all the time, or then I'd have to take the tags off. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I kind of dig it. I might just put it on a mannequin head, you know, and just keep it in the back, or, you know, but anyway, I will try it on. Carl Kolchak, as played by Darren McGavin. This is news, Vincenzo, news! That was my holiday horror haul. Going forward, like I said, I'm still working out the kinks of how the format's going to be on this. I'm going to try to do videos at least every couple of weeks, if not every month. And again, please, you know, comment, share, like the page. Let me know if there's anything behind me you want to know more about, you know. And like I said, I will be bringing some things in and dusting them off, but I must see your collection, all right? And if you're a collector, there's nothing a collector loves more than showing off the collection. So come on, let me see it. I want to be envious, you know. I want to like go, oh man, I wish I had that. So send it over. Let's talk. And that's it for me for today, for the premiere episode. So I'll see you next time. And remember, collecting horror can be a scary business.